In the realm of human behavior, few personalities are as perplexing and challenging to navigate as that of a narcissist. These individuals often project an air of confidence and charm that initially captivates those around them. However, beneath this polished exterior lies a complex web of self-absorption and manipulation, which can be profoundly disorienting for anyone who finds themselves in close proximity to such a personality. The allure of being able to fix or change a narcissist through kindness is not only a common misconception, but also a potentially damaging approach that needs urgent demystification. The prevalent belief that kindness alone can transform a narcissistic individual stems from a fundamental misunderstanding of their psychological makeup. Narcissists thrive on control and admiration, viewing interactions with others primarily as opportunities to assert dominance rather than engage in mutual relationships. Their deep-seated insecurities and fragile egos are masked by outward displays of superiority, making them impervious to conventional methods of emotional engagement. Thus, attempts to appease or please them merely serve to reinforce their existing behaviors, offering little hope for genuine transformation. This speech aims to delve into the heart of what truly drives change in a narcissistic personality, moving beyond superficial niceties to explore more profound strategies that address the core issues at play. By examining the psychological underpinnings of narcissism and understanding the limitations of passive approaches like mere kindness, we set the stage for a transformative journey. This exploration will not only shed light on why certain tactics fail, but also illuminate the path toward effective intervention that respects both the complexity of the narcissist and the well-being of those affected by their behavior. The core strategy, the pivotal strategy that holds the potential to catalyze change in a narcissistic personality, revolves around the establishment of firm boundaries. Unlike the misguided efforts of niceness that often lead to further entrenchment of narcissistic behaviors, setting boundaries serves as a powerful tool for recalibrating the dynamics at play. This approach does not seek to confront aggression with aggression. Instead, it introduces a clear framework within which interactions must occur, thereby subtly yet effectively altering the power balance that a narcissist typically manipulates to their advantage. Consider the analogy of a river meeting a dam. Just as the water must adapt its flow to accommodate the new structure, so too must a narcissist adjust their behavior when faced with steadfast boundaries. These boundaries act as a containment field, limiting the extent to which a narcissist can exert their usual influence over others. For instance, if a narcissist is accustomed to commandeering conversations or manipulating outcomes to suit their narrative, encountering someone who consistently refuses to engage in these patterns forces them to either modify their approach or risk isolation. Both scenarios disrupt their comfort zone and compel introspection. The implementation of boundaries provides a mirror for the narcissist, reflecting the consequences of their actions back at them. It compels them to face the reality of how their behavior impacts those around them, fostering an environment where accountability becomes unavoidable. This is not about punishing the narcissist, but rather about creating conditions where they must choose between adapting their behavior or facing increasing social repercussions. Over time, this enforced reflection can lead to a gradual internal shift, nudging them towards acknowledging the need for personal growth. Thus, while being nice might offer temporary relief or even satisfaction for the giver, it lacks the enduring impact necessary to instigate real change in a narcissistic personality. In contrast, boundary setting lays down a challenge that cannot be ignored, pushing the narcissist towards a crossroads where they must either evolve or become increasingly marginalized. This strategic intervention not only empowers those dealing with narcissists, but also offers a pathway for potential redemption. albeit one paved with tough love and unwavering resolve. Identifying the behavioral markers of narcissism is crucial in navigating relationships with such individuals. Narcissists often exhibit a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, a constant need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. These traits manifest in various observable ways, such as excessive bragging about achievements, expecting special treatment, and reacting with rage or disdain when they feel slighted or unappreciated. Understanding these patterns is not merely about labeling someone as a narcissist, but about gaining insight into the mechanisms that drive their interactions and relationships. By recognizing these patterns early, individuals can avoid falling into the trap of trying to manage or change the narcissist through misplaced kindness or excessive accommodation. Such efforts are usually futile because they cater to the narcissist's inflated sense of entitlement without addressing the underlying issues. Instead, awareness of these behaviors allows one to anticipate and prepare for potential manipulative tactics, reducing the likelihood of being drawn into harmful dynamics. For instance, knowing that a narcissist thrives on admiration, one can consciously limit expressions of flattery that might inadvertently reinforce their self-centered worldview. Understanding narcissistic patterns equips individuals with the knowledge needed to implement effective boundary-setting strategies. When you know what to expect, such as the narcissist's tendency to exploit others' weaknesses for personal gain, it becomes easier to establish clear limits on acceptable behavior. This proactive approach not only protects one's mental health, but also sets the stage for healthier interactions. The ability to recognize and predict narcissistic behavior transforms the dynamic from reactive to strategic, empowering individuals to handle situations with greater confidence and less emotional turmoil. In essence, the recognition of narcissistic patterns is the first step in dismantling the power imbalance that these individuals often create. It shifts the focus from attempting to change the unchangeable to managing one's responses and expectations. This foundational understanding is vital as it informs all subsequent actions and decisions, ensuring that interventions are targeted and effective rather than misguided and enabling. Self-awareness stands as a cornerstone in effectively managing relationships with narcissists. This heightened state of consciousness involves not only recognizing one's own emotions and reactions, but also understanding how these internal states can be manipulated by a narcissist. In the context of dealing with such personalities, self-awareness enables individuals to discern the subtle dynamics at play and respond with deliberate, informed actions rather than reactive impulses. For instance, when a narcissist employs gaslighting, a tactic where they attempt to make others doubt their own perceptions or sanity, a self-aware individual can identify the manipulation as it occurs. This recognition prevents the erosion of personal confidence and maintains a strong sense of reality, which is crucial when interacting with someone who seeks to distort truths to maintain control. By staying grounded in their perception of events, a person can resist the psychological pull that narcissists often exert over their targets. Self-awareness facilitates the development of resilience against the emotional turbulence that often accompanies relationships with narcissists. Understanding one's emotional triggers and vulnerabilities allows for the cultivation of strategies to mitigate these sensitivities. For example, if an individual knows that they tend to react defensively to criticism, they can work on developing a more measured response when a narcissist inevitably critiques them in a demeaning manner. This proactive approach helps preserve emotional stability and reduces the power that a narcissist has over their victim's emotional state. Self-awareness contributes significantly to the effectiveness of boundary setting. When individuals are fully aware of their limits, what they are willing to tolerate, and what crosses the line, they can communicate these boundaries more clearly and enforce them more consistently. This clarity is essential in preventing a narcissist from exploiting ambiguities or weaknesses in one's defenses. A self-aware person can anticipate the pushback or manipulation that may follow the assertion of boundaries and prepare to handle these challenges with composure and resolve. Self-awareness transforms the interaction with a narcissist from a bewildering and draining experience into a manageable and insightful process. It equips individuals with the tools needed to maintain their autonomy and integrity in the face of narcissistic manipulation. By fostering a deeper understanding of oneself, one gains the power to navigate these complex relationships with greater wisdom and less susceptibility to the disorienting effects of narcissistic behavior. Assertive communication represents a critical strategy in dealing with narcissists, serving as a direct method to enforce boundaries and convey expectations. Unlike aggressive communication, which can escalate conflicts and provoke retaliatory behaviors, assertiveness balances firmness with respect, maintaining a constructive dialogue while standing one's ground. This form of communication is particularly effective against narcissists because it neither submits to their demands nor engages in the power struggles they often incite. When communicating assertively, it is essential to use I statements, which express feelings and needs without casting blame or making accusations. For example, saying, "I feel overwhelmed when you interrupt me during meetings," clearly communicates a personal boundary without directly attacking the narcissist's behavior. This approach minimizes the chance of triggering defensive reactions, allowing the conversation to remain focused on resolving the issue rather than devolving into a battle of egos. Assertive communication involves maintaining eye contact, using a calm and steady tone, and employing body language that conveys confidence and determination. These nonverbal cues reinforce the verbal message, demonstrating that the speaker is serious about their stance. For a narcissist, who often reads and reacts to nonverbal signals, seeing a composed and resolute demeanor can deter attempts to undermine or manipulate the situation. Another aspect of assertive communication is the ability to say no firmly and without apology when necessary. Narcissists frequently test boundaries, pushing to see how far they can go before encountering resistance. An unequivocal no leaves no room for misinterpretation and sends a clear signal that certain behaviors will not be tolerated. This clarity is vital in preventing the gradual erosion of boundaries that can occur when responses are vague or hesitant. Assertive communicators are adept at redirecting conversations that veer off topic or become emotionally charged. By keeping discussions focused and factual, they prevent narcissists from hijacking dialogues with irrelevant tangents or emotional outbursts designed to deflect attention from the main issue. This redirection skill ensures that the original purpose of the communication to establish and uphold boundaries is achieved without getting sidetracked. In practice, individuals should rehearse their messages beforehand, especially when anticipating difficult conversations with a narcissist. This preparation includes considering possible responses or objections and planning how to address them calmly and confidently. Such readiness enhances one's ability to stay composed and assertive even under pressure. The power of assertive communication lies in its ability to alter the interactional dynamic with a narcissist. By consistently applying these techniques, individuals not only protect their personal boundaries, but also demonstrate to the narcissist that they are dealing with someone who is self-assured and unwilling to be manipulated. This realization can lead to a recalibration of the narcissist approach as they encounter a barrier that resists their usual tactics of control and domination. Emotional independence is a critical defense mechanism when dealing with narcissists, serving as a robust shield against their manipulative tendencies. This concept involves cultivating a strong sense of self that is not easily swayed by external opinions or validations, which are precisely what narcissists prey upon. By achieving emotional independence, individuals fortify their inner resilience, making it significantly harder for narcissists to infiltrate their emotional defenses and exert control. One of the primary ways emotional independence thwarts manipulation is by reducing the need for validation from others. Narcissists often manipulate by exploiting their targets' desires for approval and acceptance. They create scenarios where their victims feel perpetually inadequate unless they conform to the narcissist's expectations. However, when an individual is emotionally independent, they derive their sense of worth from within, rendered immune to the narcissist's tactics of conditional praise and belittlement. This internal validation system acts as a buffer, absorbing the shocks of negative or manipulative comments without causing lasting damage to one's self-esteem. Emotional independence fosters a mindset that views relationships as partnerships rather than hierarchies. In a healthy relationship, both parties contribute equally, respecting each other's boundaries and emotional needs. Narcissists, however, view relationships through a hierarchical lens, positioning themselves above others and expecting subservience. An emotionally independent person recognizes this imbalance and refuses to participate in such a skewed dynamic. They understand that true connections are built on mutual respect and shared vulnerability, not on dominance and submission. Another significant aspect of emotional independence is the ability to detach emotionally when necessary. This detachment is not about becoming cold or indifferent, but about recognizing when a situation is becoming toxic and choosing to step back emotionally to preserve one's mental health. For example, if a narcissist employs guilt tripping as a way to control, an emotionally independent individual can acknowledge the manipulation without internalizing the guilt. They can then decide whether to engage further based on rational assessment rather than emotional reaction, maintaining their peace of mind regardless of the outcome. Emotional independence encourages the development of a rich inner life, filled with personal goals, interests, and values that are not contingent on the approval of others. This inner richness makes the individual less susceptible to the fluctuations in mood and opinion that a narcissist might try to impose. It creates a kind of emotional armor where the whims and tantrums of a narcissist have minimal impact because the individual's happiness and fulfillment come from within. This self-sufficiency not only deters manipulation, but also promotes a more authentic and fulfilling life, free from the shadow of narcissistic influence. Emotional independence is a powerful tool in the arsenal against narcissistic manipulation. It builds a foundation of self-reliance and inner strength that shields individuals from the psychological games narcissists play. By nurturing this independence, people can protect their emotional well-being, maintain their dignity, and foster relationships that are genuinely supportive and equitable. Navigating the complexities of a relationship with a narcissist is a daunting task that no one should undertake alone. The role of community support cannot be overstated in this context, as it provides not only emotional sustenance but also practical advice and strategies to deal with the challenging behaviors of a narcissist. Engaging with a network of friends, family, or professional groups can dramatically alter the dynamics of such relationships, offering a buffer against the isolation and confusion that narcissists often cultivate in their victims. Community support serves multiple functions in the context of dealing with narcissists. Firstly, it acts as a sounding board, allowing individuals to articulate their experiences and feelings in a safe environment. Often people ensnared in relationships with narcissists begin to question their own perceptions and realities due to the manipulative tactics employed. Sharing these experiences with others who understand or have experienced similar situations can validate their feelings and restore a sense of reality. This validation is crucial in rebuilding self-confidence and reinforcing the boundaries that are essential in managing interactions with narcissists. Community networks provide diverse perspectives and solutions. Friends and family members might notice patterns or behaviors in the narcissist that the individual involved might overlook due to emotional involvement. This outside perspective can be invaluable in identifying manipulation tactics and suggesting effective counter-strategies. Additionally, professionals such as therapists or counselors who specialize in dealing with personality disorders can offer expert guidance tailored to the specific dynamics of the relationship. Their insights can help devise structured plans to manage and improve the situation, ensuring that actions taken are both ethical and effective. Practical examples of community support in action include group therapy sessions specifically designed for those dealing with narcissistic personalities. These sessions allow participants to learn from each other's experiences, share coping strategies, and develop a collective resilience against manipulation. Another example is online forums and support groups where anonymity provides a layer of protection and freedom for expression that some might not find in face-to-face interactions. These platforms enable individuals from different geographical locations to connect, providing a broader spectrum of support and understanding. Beyond emotional and strategic support, community involvement can also offer logistical assistance in cases where the relationship with a narcissist becomes abusive or dangerous. Having a network that can assist with relocation, legal advice, or even temporary shelter can be life-saving. This practical support underscores the importance of building strong community ties long before they are needed, ensuring that help is readily available when crises arise. In essence, community support transforms the solitary struggle against a narcissist into a collective effort. It empowers individuals by affirming their experiences, broadening their understanding, and providing tangible resources to manage and mitigate the adverse effects of such relationships. By leveraging the strength and wisdom of a supportive community, individuals can better protect themselves from the detrimental influences of narcissistic personalities and work towards healthier, more balanced interactions. The journey to effect meaningful change in a relationship with a narcissist is neither swift nor straightforward. It demands an extraordinary level of patience and persistence, virtues that are indispensable in the face of such complex interpersonal dynamics. This transformative journey is akin to navigating a labyrinthine path where each step forward might seem minuscule, yet collectively these steps forge a trajectory toward substantial change. Patience plays a pivotal role in this process. It is the quiet force that allows individuals to endure the seemingly endless cycles of manipulation and resistance often encountered when dealing with narcissists. Without patience, the frustration and despair induced by slow progress, or sometimes the illusion of regression, can overwhelm one's resolve. Patience, therefore, is not merely about waiting. It is about maintaining faith in the process and trusting that consistent small efforts will eventually yield results. It involves understanding that change in a narcissist, if it happens at all, occurs incrementally and unpredictably, requiring a steadfast commitment to the established strategies of boundary setting and assertive communication. Persistence complements patience by driving continuous action despite obstacles. It is the relentless pursuit of one's objectives, even when faced with setbacks or apparent failures. In the context of dealing with a narcissist, persistence means repeatedly enforcing boundaries even when they are tested or violated. It means continuing to communicate assertively even when met with resistance or outright hostility. This persistent reinforcement is crucial because it gradually wears down the narcissist's defenses. Over time, this can lead to incremental changes in their approach to relationships. Together, these elements do not promise an easy journey, but guarantee a transformative one. They equip individuals with the tools necessary to not only survive, but potentially thrive in the presence of narcissistic personalities. The path is undoubtedly challenging, requiring courage and resilience, but it is also laden with opportunities for profound personal growth and enhanced relational dynamics. Thus, as you consider these insights, remember that the power to effect change lies not in the expectation that the narcissist will transform overnight, but in your ability to adapt and strengthen your approach continuously. Let this be your guiding beacon as you navigate the intricate dance of relationships with narcissists. Armed with these strategies, you are not merely reacting to circumstances, but actively shaping them, paving the way for healthier interactions and a more balanced existence.